Welcome back, everyone. This is Unsolicited with Sam and Jordyn, episode 8. I'm happy to be here. Jordyn, I am happy to see your beautiful face. How are you doing today?
I'm doing so good today, and I just think it's pretty iconic that me and Sam are both giving off mom energy to kick off episode 8. I said I was feeling like I'm wearing a cardigan. I literally just got back from work like 15 minutes ago. So I'm wearing like a cardigan and I feel like I'm like waving my kids off at the bus stop or like watching from the side of their soccer field. Like I have your Welch's fruit snacks and a Capri Sun over here. Are we doing great?
No, literally. And the thing was too, like I jumped onto the recording and I jumped out of the tab and Jordyn came in after me and went, "The hair is hairing." And my literally like my heart like jumped up into my throat because I got so scared. I didn't realize she was gonna be there so soon. And I think I'm giving off major like pageant mom today. You know, I got my hoops on, the hair is big, it's I filled with secrets, I feel like.
There's so many secrets.
So many secrets. But yeah, I'm excited for today's show. We have a little bit of a bunch of stuff going on today.
Yes, we do. And the first thing first that we have to discuss, Sam.
Yes.
Can you confirm or deny? Have you ever been to a Texas Roadhouse?
I can confirm I have never been to a Texas Roadhouse, at least not in my willing, conscious body.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So like I'm slightly judging, but I also can't judge because I just went to a Texas Roadhouse for the first time. Yeah. Like
an amazing experience, right?
Oh, when I tell you, like, I was like, oh, like Texas Roadhouse. I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, like an Outback that's like good. It's always there. Like if you're just like in the mood for something that's like decent, but not too crazy, like, you know, like a staple. No, Texas Roadhouse shot up and has become like one of my favorite restaurants just in existence. The only one near me is a half hour away, and I make my family and friends drive there with me because I need it. But yeah, no, my Texas Roadhouse experience, Sam, this is going to make you want to go to a Texas Roadhouse. Are you ready?
Yes, please tell me.
So wait, did I tell this story on here?
I don't think so.
I didn't?
Because I don't think you've ever actually like told me this story. I know like some of the details, but like I don't think you've ever actually physically told me this story.
Okay, so me, and for those that don't know, I like slightly mention it every week without actually mentioning it, but my boyfriend plays baseball. So he's an indie ball. So his schedule's whack. I go and travel to see him like all the time because that's the only way to see him during the season. So I drive out to Amish country, Pennsylvania. And there are certain parts of, he's in Lancaster, and there are certain parts of Lancaster that are like so gorgeous. We were in downtown Lancaster. That's like basically a little city, like loved it. But there are some parts that are like super rural, and we get like a different hotel all the time. I just never know where I'm going to be. So I'm on my way to this hotel that we're staying at for the first time, and I'm starving, and I drive right by a Texas Roadhouse, and I look at my map, and I was 3 minutes from the hotel. So I was like, perfect. Like we should just hit this Texas Roadhouse because I've never been. I tell my boyfriend, he's like, yes, because he loves it there. So he's like, this is perfect. Let's go. Yeah. So we go to Texas Roadhouse. I'm walking in. The hostess is taking us to the table, and she turns around and she says like, something along the lines of like, how was your last experience up with us? Or when did you last dine with us? Like, da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh my God, funny you mentioned that. It's actually my first time here. And she like stops in her tracks. And she's like, shut up. And I'm like, I swear to God. So she sits me down and she's like, your waitress is going to be right over. Our waitress came over. I will never forget this girl. Kaya, if you ever find this episode, I want to be your best friend. I loved this girl. Like my boyfriend was like, what? He was like, how are you guys like best friends from like the moment she came over? He just had really good vibe. Like me and her were just like going back and forth. Loved her. So I was like, wow, like the vibes in here are just so good. Then the manager, like the GM of the Texas Roadhouse, comes over and she's like, I heard it was your first time here. And I was like, it is. She puts a little thing on the table that is like VIP first experience member. She gave me a coupon for a free appetizer, like giving me like the whole works. And then Kaya's just like filling up my drinks. Like just, it was overall, they were bringing me basket of rolls after rolls, and the butter. And Sam, when I tell you, once you have these rolls, you
Mhm.
can never think about anything else ever again.
I've heard only good things about Texas Roadhouse butter and rolls.
Yeah, because there's no bad things. They don't exist. If you've
Right.
heard anything bad about Texas Roadhouse roll, just assassinate the person who told you because they're not real.
So wait, so let me ask you a question then. If it's like apart from the service, obviously,
Mhm.
the rolls, like, is the food good?
The food is good.
Okay.
I'm
So
not
if
gonna
it's like
say
a
great.
decent restaurant.
Yes, like it's like other like the vibes and the rolls and the butter is what makes it so good. Because
Right,
like if
right.
you just went and got like their steak is great. You can walk up and like they have a glass case. Like I've never done it because like I'm not super picky, but like you can literally go up and like be like, I want this specific piece of like you can like choose exactly what meat is gonna be served.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like they like take it seriously and like it's good. I always have gotten the I get a 6-ounce sirloin with grilled shrimp and it comes with a side.
That sounds lovely.
Oh my God, it's freaking I actually think it comes with 2 sides. I think I get a Caesar salad and a baked potato.
Look at
How do you
that.
how do you eat your baked potatoes?
How?
Yeah, like what
Uh,
toppings?
it depends because if the skin is no good, I scoop
Okay.
out. But if the skin is like worth it and like crispy and good, then I will literally like cut it like with a fork and knife and like eat it.
Wait, you eat the skin of a baked potato?
Yeah. But
I don't think I've
that's
ever
what I'm
done that.
saying. If you're not having a baked potato that you like the skin on, then your baked potato is like it's not worth it.
Okay.
It's like when
But how
like
do I know if I want to eat the skin of the baked
it's
potato?
like almost like if you like like how it gets kind of like papery and
Yeah.
like you're like wow, I like don't want to put that in my mouth. I'd rather just get like the potatoes. Like
Yeah.
I like if you cut it and it like kind of like slices with the potato and it's like very crispy and like kind of gives off like I don't know, have you ever had like roasted potatoes with the skin on it?
Yeah.
Like that. Like if it's like
Okay.
crispy and it's good and it'll complement the potato, then I will like, I'm not gonna actually cut up the potato and eat like the whole thing.
I don't know who's in the minority here because I've never seen this up. Like every time I get a baked potato, I cut it once down the middle, open it up, throw some sour cream, chives, or butter, depending on what I'm in the mood for. And I just fucking dig into the potatoy goodness.
I realize now, were you asking me what I put on top of my baked potato?
I
Or
was, but I'm kind of glad with the direction that it went because I've never heard this before.
I'm a fan of sour cream and cheese and bacon bits. That's
That
my
see,
go-to.
I haven't escalated to the cheese and bacon bits yet. I'm a
Oh,
sour cream girl and I
uh,
love my chives, but
I don't like chives, so I never put the chives on it, but like normally like
Samantha.
what? You've not had bacon bits with your baked potato? Come on. Like that's what makes it. And you know what else is like really really good? Like the freaking Lipton fried onions that you put on top of like green bean casserole or something?
Oh wait, yes, yes, yes.
Put that on top of a baked potato?
Stop, I love onions.
I don't even like onions, and I will literally eat these things with my fingers out of the jar. I,
I
like,
think
do
you
not
like
like onions.
onions.
I think it's, like, more, like, the texture thing. Like,
Okay.
I don't like, if I see, like, a chunk of an onion, like, this big in my food, I'll pick it out, but, like, if you, like, really chop it up I like the taste of the onion, like, the what it
Yeah.
adds for a dish, but, like, if there's, like, sliced onions or, like, sausage and peppers and onions, like, I will not just straight up eat an onion. I don't.
That's me. Like I love peppers. And like when I'm a big nachos girl, like one of if I go out to a bar and there's a soft pretzel or nachos on the menu, you know I'm getting one of each every single time. Like if if I don't, like call 911 because like it's a religion
She
to me.
didn't get the pretzel.
She didn't get a pretzel if like no, like it's a thing. My boyfriend got me a Pandora charm bracelet for my birthday. And when he got it, he got like a booklet. This is going to show you my love of pretzels. He got me a booklet and I think it came with like all the charms.
Yeah.
And he was like, go through and like star some ones you want. So like for like holidays or birthdays or whatever, like I know like what charms to get you. And at first I was like, no, like I want you to pick them out. Like that's like half the surprise. And he
Right.
was like, all right, give me a couple. So I'm looking through, and I couldn't decide on what Pandora charm I wanted. And then I saw it and I literally went, he was like, you found one? I said, they have a soft pretzel Pandora charm. And he was like, out of all of them, that's the one that made you gasp. And I was like, of course, they actually had 2 different kinds.
There you go. They take their
But yeah,
soft pretzel charms seriously at Pandora.
yes, but huge fan of the soft pretzel. Anyway, that was what's prompted this story.
Mhm.
When I go out and I get nachos, the same thing with you and onions. I love like the residue of hot peppers on my
Mm,
nachos, but I can't actually bite into the hot pepper because I'm not good with too much spice.
fair.
So I literally will order like extra hot peppers and then just pick them off because I just like the taste that they leave on the cheese and the chip.
Just a little bit of spice.
Just a little bit of spice. I need like a little kick, but I don't know. I'm really I need to find what, like if I went on hot ones, I'd be dead.
I was
Because
literally watching Hot Ones last night.
was it
Like,
Jennifer Lawrence?
no,
Oh,
I was working my way up. I was watching Pedro Pascal,
of
and then
course.
I
Of
watched
course.
Niall Horan, and I was like 2 of like my favorite people in the
So
world
on
back to
brand.
back. I do wanna watch the Jennifer Lawrence one, but I haven't gotten around to it. But the soft pretzel thing reminded me that last week we talked about how I almost forgot that I was going to a Halsey concert
Mhm.
last week, which first of all, amazing show.
Really?
Like, I only knew, like, maybe 3 songs, like, I'm not a huge Halsey fan, but, like, my friend Catherine is, so I was like, "I'm gonna go with her to support her on her endeavor to see Halsey." But it
Yes.
was straight up, like, in a performing arts center, like, enclosed, like, in a dome. She had 8 people on, like, violins and, like, strings, a person in, like, a huge, like, drum set, and, like, somebody on the guitar. And she just came out and she just started singing, and, like, this girl's got pipes, pipes. But the reason why I'm bringing it up because of the soft pretzel is because I ate before I left, and as we were going there, it was, like, 20 minutes away. It was, like, right over the bridge in New Jersey. And I went, "Oh, when I get there, I'm gonna get chicken tenders because 'cause I'm still hungry." And we get there, and because it's, like, a performing arts center, they didn't have, like, stadium food.
Yeah.
All they had to eat was soft pretzels.
What's this place called? I wanna move in.
New Jersey Performing Arts Center.
Oh, very, very just straight to the point.
Yeah, and then I was like, "I really am not in the mood for a soft pretzel." Like, I wanted chicken. Like, I was like, "I want chicken tenders." And then I was, like, trying to find something that would, like, satisfy me for a couple hours, and the only thing that I could find was a Snickers bar, and I couldn't eat like, I do not even remember the last time I had, like, a full-ass candy bar.
Yeah.
You best believe I sat there and I stood on that line with my Snickers bar because I was so hungry,
I
and I
feel
was
like
like,
you literally fulfilled every Snickers ad out there. You're
"Snickers
hungry?
satisfies."
Yeah, eat a Snickers bar.
And that was what I was thinking it too. I was like, "You know what? Like, it's got, like, the peanuts in it and, like, everything." I was like, "It's gonna fill me up." It's not
Yeah.
great, but, like, it's gonna be better than a soft pretzel. So I had that.
Sam, watch your tongue.
So sorry. I do love I like soft pretzels, but I was looking for protein.
Did you have a soft pretzel at the Taylor Swift concert in the link?
I did not. I had a hot dog.
Oh, I had one of those too. I like stadium food. I'm a huge
Does
stadium food girly.
does the
But
link have good pretzels?
like if it's not football season, I like like I haven't had one since Taylor Swift. I won't have one till the fall. Um
Mhm.
and I can't stop thinking about it. Like I can't wait for my next Eagles game because I get a Lincoln Financial Field. So I need to figure out like the brand. I'm sure I could buy them somewhere.
Probably.
Probably. But yeah, no, I freaking love they're like the braided one.
Mm.
Ah!
But you know what? It is like the way something is shaped really changes.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, wait, let me ask you a question then. Speaking of food and shapes, what
Mhm.
do you prefer? Regular M&Ms or mini M&Ms?
I haven't had an M&M since I was
Oh, okay.
3 years old.
I thought you were gonna tell me some like Oreo bullshit again, like you've never eaten an Oreo, that you've never eaten an M&M.
Oh, are you ready for this story? When I was a child, low-key genius parenting by my parents. Some are
Mhm.
gonna argue that it isn't, but it worked. I was a kid. I woke up every single morning, and was like, the only thing I'm gonna eat is M&Ms. And my parents, of course, were like, no, no. And then finally, my mom was like, okay, here. And every morning for, I don't know, an extended, she gave me a bowl of M&Ms. I got so sick of them.
Yeah.
I haven't had an M&M since I was like 3, 4 years old.
So do you not know that there's like a different taste between M&Ms and mini M&Ms?
I did not.
It is significant. And
Nuh-uh.
mini
Because
M&Ms
one
are
has more chocolate?
so I don't know what it is, but mini M&Ms are 100% better than regular M&Ms. Why? I have no idea, but it's true.
I trust you. I don't
I
know which
also
ones I used to have. My mom watches every episode and every story I tell. She's like,
Hi,
"You
Jill.
you missed this part. Something else happened here." So I bet I'm gonna get a call and she'll be like, "You were 6 when you stopped eating M&Ms." I forget how young I was, but I literally my parents like we had a candy drawer in our house, and like my house was the house that like everyone came to hang out at in like middle school. And my friends would always go right for the candy jar. Now, I have bad habits in many other ways. But sweets, I'm not a sweets person. I don't love sweets. And I think it's because I always
Fair.
had them at my disposal. That like I ate them when I was little. And now I just like don't like it. Like it's too much for me. Like I have to be very, very, very in the mood for like sweets of any kind.
That's very fair. My thing when I was younger was I became obsessed with Little Bites muffins,
Mm,
like the ones that were in like the little packaging, and I had like
yes.
a very specific way of eating them. I ate them every single day for like a year and a half maybe. Like every morning for breakfast I'd have that and a big old glass of milk, and I was like, I'm ready to take on today, another day, another dollar for Tiny Sam, but to this day, I will still eat those every single day. I never got sick of them.
See, like, I don't know what it is with me. Like, I go through like phases. Like, I get like, we've talked about it on here, like my hyper fixation. Like, I
Mhm.
haven't, remember when the only thing I was eating was cream cheese bagels? I haven't had one in like a month.
What is your hyperfixation right now? Are you hyperfixating on anything right now?
Yeah, like nothing. That may be the problem. What if I
Oh,
really haven't? Like, this is like low key scary. I feel like I have like super normal eating habits right now.
God bless.
Like,
Love that.
we love this for me.
That's pretty amazing, actually.
I'm
You know,
eating like meals, like not just like snacking.
that's
Like I
great.
went to the grocery store once we hop off this podcast. Who the fuck am I? Because I'm getting off the podcast. I have salmon and mashed potatoes like ready to go. And then I'm
Uh,
going to the gym.
bless. Love that. Love that.
Guys,
You're slaying.
who am I becoming?
An adult. That's what that is. That's like called being like a regular person.
Oh my
I
goodness.
literally sat in the kitchen today too, and I like marinated beef and like chicken and like have it. And, like I'm like, ew, is this what it's like to like be a wife?
Yeah, no, I'm like, hello.
Yeah. I was like sitting there and Michael comes in and he was like, this looks good. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a wife. Oh my God.
Yeah, no.
Ridiculous.
Oh, I literally this weekend, have you ever like gone out to eat by yourself?
Yeah. I love
It
it.
Yes,
It's great.
severely underrated. This
100%.
weekend, like I said, this past weekend, I was in downtown Lancaster and we had a hotel like right in Center City. Oh my God, it was supposed to rain on and off. Brian's game Friday night got canceled. So we had like a lovely little date night. But then because the day before was canceled, he had a double header Saturday. So we had to go a little earlier.
Mhm.
And then like it was supposed to rain on and off all day. I'm like, I love him. I support him always. I've gone to a lot of baseball games in the
I'm sure you
since we've been together. So I was like, listen, it's gonna rain on and off all day. Do you care if I just watch and like walk around town? and stay at the hotel. And he was like, absolutely not. I don't blame you. And that's exactly what I did. I went to like these little bookshops, and then I went to this little restaurant called the Press Room. They had like this like windowsill area, and I sat in these tables, got a gorgeous Caesar salad with burrata. And just like, oh my God, it was literally the best. Like, I'm not kidding. I was like, I want to live here and I never want to leave. And
was it a whole thing of burrata like on top?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck
Yeah. No, it was.
I need that immediately. How far is it to get there? Oh my God. You have no idea. I want to be buried in burrata.
No, same.
And on a Caesar salad? That's fucking ridiculous, bro.
No, well, so they had, and it was actually, I was like, can I get the burrata on the Caesar salad? Because I saw there was an arugula salad with like a bunch of granola, but I was really, which sounded great and like was probably very refreshing. Some like a lemon vinaigrette. But this whole episode has been about food.
Can you tell? Neither of us have eaten dinner yet.
We have not eaten dinner.
I have eaten dinner.
But yeah, so I saw that and I was like, sounds great. And I was like, but I was like, really, you know, when you're craving like crunchy romaine lettuce and Caesar dressing, like that's where I was at. So I was like, I really want this, Sam. This was my little aesthetic lunch.
Dude, that looks so fucking good.
And like, it wasn't like croutons. It was like crisps.
Oh.
But they were phenomenal.
I look so good.
No, it was, and I sat there, read my book. Like, it was just so lovely. I cherished every second of it.
You're encouraging me to go to breakfast or something tomorrow by myself.
Literally, I just felt like so relaxed. And it was like, I just got to walk around. I was like walking in and out of shops, like talking with people, except it was a lovely, lovely, lovely. Everyone was so nice, except I go to a liquor store. I am 25 years old. Yeah. Okay. I know I look a little young for 25. I'm also 5 feet tall, but I am mid 20s. Like, I'm closer to 30 than 20. So I walk into this freaking liquor store and I get a bottle of red wine and 2 fireball shooters for my boyfriend because I know he's going to cherish them after. So I go, I put everything on the counter and I just stand there. The guy's just standing there, doesn't say a word to me, is just looking at me. Like, no word, just eye contact. So I was like, okay. So I take out my debit card, hand him my debit card. He goes, that's not what I want. I want your ID. And I was like, okay, ask me for it.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I can get it for you. So I pull it out and I hand it to him. This man is like looking at my ID. Wait, here, I'll go this way. He's looking at my ID, looks at me, looks back at my ID, like, then scans it to make sure it scans, then holds it and goes, because I'm in Pennsylvania and I obviously have a New Jersey license. He's like, so what are you doing here from Jersey? And I was like, God. And I was like, flattered, but also like, this is like way too much. Like, I just stopped it. Like, it was like a little too hardcore for me.
Also, like, what underage kid is buying red wine and
I was buying like a $20 bottle of Cabernet. Like, when I was 20, I walked in and got like peach burnettes that burned your throat as it went down.
Yeah, no. The same thing happened to me.
Dressed like I was like feeling like a lady, and then I got like hardcore questioned. I was like, okay, it's just killed my vibe.
That's happened to me as well. I was actually not this past year, but in the past on Martha's Vineyard, because it's Massachusetts and I have a New York license. I went to the liquor store that like I've literally been in. Like, I've never bought anything because I've been with like my parents or like my brother or something. But like, I've been in this liquor store before, and I went up and I put my stuff down on the counter and I handed in my license. I think I had just turned 21 too, so I was like stoked. And they put it through the scanner and it didn't work. And they were like, yeah, no, we're not going to be able to sell you this. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, I kid you not. I just turned 21. Like, that's my birthday. I was like, my birthday is July, and I was like, it was like the beginning of August. So I was like, look at my birthday. I like just turned 21. Like, I'm not from Massachusetts. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And they were like, and I was like, just scan it again. And they were like, okay, well, sometimes the machine's finicky. And I was like, I've been waiting my whole life to legally buy something. Please let me I'm giving you money. I'm giving you money and it's legal. Please take it. Oh my God.
I will
can't.
never forget when I was waitressing and they changed the New Jersey licenses like I want to say like 3 years ago ish, 2, 3 years ago. And
Okay.
they look very like they're basically the same, but like the material changed. And the new material, have you seen this or do you know about this? Did this happen everywhere? It's
No.
like the
Well,
real ID.
New York did also get new licenses like after I like started driving.
Yeah. So it was some point I was waitressing at Chickies and Pete's, and this poor table, this guy hands me a license, and I was like, no. Like, didn't even like I took like a peek at it and I was like, come on. And he was like, I'm literally, he was, I just told this whole story about how I got offended. He was probably like 24, 25. And I was like, no. He was like, but what do you mean no? He was like, you didn't even look at it. And I was like, I've been working here for years. I know what a New Jersey, I gave this guy so much attitude. I was like, I know what a New Jersey license looks like. Like, this isn't it. He was like, these are the new licenses. I was like, come on. I was like, how dumb do you think I am? He was like, go scan it. Like, scan it, please. So I was like, okay. So I hand it to the bartender because the scanner was behind the bar. She's like, why are you handing this to me? And I was like, because it's fake. And she was like, no, it's not. And that's when I learned that shouldn't they have like updated me? Like
They should have.
right? So then I
Jordyn,
went
the
back and
licenses are getting changed. Please
right.
be
So then I was
aware.
like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure I bought him a drink because like I think I was just busy and like in a mood.
Sure.
But yeah, that's how I knew New Jersey licenses got changed. Now, like everyone, if like you don't have the new license in the next couple of years, like it doesn't count or something.
Yeah. No, but that's what I think they're doing it nationwide because there's like an enhanced license now that's gonna like act as your passport,
Yes,
kind of.
it's like the real ID.
Yeah, it was actually I have literally actually next to my StreamYard, it says New York DMV, the tab, because I was looking at it because I need to get an enhanced license. It's like 2 years from now, I think that you need to have it. Like you need to have it.
Wait, we've been like hardcore in each other's brains this week
I
because
know.
that tab's up. And then I was texting you about going out of the country, and you
Yeah.
were like, wow, like I'm literally looking at what were you looking at to get your
I
passport
was
done?
renewing my global entry because it expired.
Sam, I'm gonna have a passport soon.
This is a big deal for Jordyn. Jordyn's never been out of the country. She might be going out of the country in October. We don't know where she's going yet, but she's going out of the country.
I'm gonna leave and I'm
Yes.
never gonna come back.
She's
I'm
never
kidding.
coming back. It's going to be Unsolicited International.
Wait, that has a
And
nice ring to it.
it does. The Unsolicited International Tour. European tour. Send us to Europe.
With our 56 listeners, we love you dearly. We'll come visit you internationally wherever you are, even if
Yeah.
there's one of you.
There's
We
got to
will
be
be
at least
there.
one. Mhm.
There's definitely one. If you're the one, let us
Shout
know.
out.
We
Shout
will
out if
come
you don't
visit.
live in the United States.
All right. Here is a fact that I heard this week.
Tell me.
I literally wrote this. I have a running notes tab of just things where I'm like, wow, me and Sam have to talk about this on the show. This one says things that feel wrong but aren't, colon. And then I have Rosa Parks could have watched Shrek.
Isn't it crazy to think that like there are people that are like they were very much alive when we were also alive.
Yep. And like I just remember learning about Rosa Parks and like it
Yeah.
I think it was just because it was like presented to me like in a book about like history that like it felt like so far removed. And then I can't remember how that I must have read an article, saw a TikTok, that like connected the dots. And I was like,
Yeah.
what do you mean Rosa Parks could have watched Shrek?
Yeah. It's like she was alive in the year 2001, right? That's when that movie came out. Was it 2001?
I think
When
so.
did Shrek come out? 2001.
May 18th.
Yeah. It's crazy to think too, like my favorite, and a lot of people know this, but my favorite movie of like all time is Finding Nemo. And that movie came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, no.
20
Like,
years ago.
It's really scary.
Like, and I saw that movie like in theaters and like the whole shebang. I fell in love with that movie. It's like super Sam coded too in terms of just like visually, which is like my new thing. I think everything is something coded nowadays. I'm falling into this Gen Z chat with things. But
What
yeah,
else do you think is coded?
like I've just been saying that, just like, oh, that's so like Jordyn coded, like or something like that. Like I'll like look at something, and I think I said that to like Michael last night, and he was, I don't know what that means, and I was like, you wouldn't know. You're 4 months older than me, boomer. Like, oh my god.
I love this. I love this.
Like, God, I'm not a grandpa like you. We went he's gonna hate me for saying this, but we went to the grocery store yesterday and we're like picking up groceries and he does the walk where he just puts his hands behind his back and he like holds his wrist in his hand and he like saunters down the aisles. And I was like sitting there watching that and I was like, I'm marrying an old man.
Yeah. I was
And
gonna
he
say,
does that. We went to a museum once and he was like walking around, he's like looking like deep at the cards and he's just like, oh yeah. And I'm like, what are you doing?
yeah.
What are you doing? Why are you doing that?
I can't make fun of him because this weekend, I don't know why. I don't think I've ever talked about Lancaster this much in my whole life. But this weekend, like I said, for the ninth time, we were in downtown Lancaster. And
Yeah.
there was like because it's like a super historic city. So there's like the little plaques everywhere. And we're
Okay.
walking around and everyone, I like went up and he was like, do you really want to read about the history of Lancaster when we were brewery hopping and like 4 sour beers deep? And I was like, yes, I do, Brian.
So you're a grandpa too.
I think what I'm trying to say. It would make sense. Me and Michael Aries born on the same day.
They were 2 years apart. Exactly. That'll
Woo,
do it.
woo.
Wait,
Sam is surrounded by Aries.
there's actually astrology was something that I wanted to talk about today. So
Ooh.
this was a perfect segue.
I read your brain.
Yeah, you did. I like literally have it written astrology.
Let's get into it.
Um, I am a Cancer, and Aries and Cancer are like not really technically supposed to like work with each other, but my mother's an Aries, my father's an Aries, my husband to be is an Aries, my podcast co-host is an Aries, one of my very very good friends from college is an Aries. I think there was one more, but I'm not thinking it off the top of my head. So that's just 5, just off the top of my head. I don't know why, but I think it's like the fire and the water thing. You know what I assimilate to like astrology? Pokemon. Because my favorite Pokemon growing up was Charmander. And he's a fire Pokemon. And now I am marrying a fire sign man. And I think that that correlates.
There's
That's
definitely something there.
right? Like and everybody always said like they were like, "Wow, you're like such a Squirtle," because I'm a water sign and like Squirtle was always like me, little crybaby, and I was like, "Oh my god, that is me. I'm Squirtle." And I'm marrying Charmander.
You know what? Maybe Pokemon pulled characteristics from astrology when creating the
100%.
the Pokemon. I don't know anything about Pokemon, so I'm trying.
My second favorite Pokemon too was Ninetales, which was like a fox with 9 tails. And the only
Makes
reason why
sense.
I know so much about this is because I played Pokemon Stadium on my brother's Nintendo 64 and I just that's how I like delve deep into that. Are you too old to watch Pokemon? Was that like not thing when you were a
No,
kid?
like I think I just missed it
Cuz
because
like I watched Pokemon on TV.
I didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't. But like my sister had a Pokemon card phase and she was like way younger than me, but I don't
Maybe
even,
it just you just
yeah,
weren't
I
interested.
think it just went over my head. I was like I don't really know what I was. I always read. Like I was always just like in my little like my Magic Treehouse books. I don't know. I was kind of in my own world. But it's funny we're talking about Pokemon
Yeah.
because my sister and her boyfriend are like full on back in Pokemon Go. and it's like
No
taking
way.
over our lives. Yeah, like yesterday we were in the car driving, and Kaden was like, my sister's boyfriend was like, "Do you care if I pull over because there's a really powerful Pokemon like right here?" And I was
Oh
like,
my God.
"Let's do it." So we pulled into the parking lot, and he got it. But yeah, no, they're like in like. If I go in my mom's house and no one's there, but like both of their cars are there, I'm like, they're freaking running around the neighborhood looking for Pokemons, and they always are.
That's kind of so cute though.
No, it's so adorable.
Was that a 2020 thing? That was like
I
a
feel like it had
no.
no, I think
It
it
was
was
before that.
before, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was because I did start Pokemon Go and I was like kind of casually playing it. I wasn't as intense as these people as like walking into the middle of the street and all that stuff. But I remember, no, it was definitely like I was like maybe a junior in college when it came out
Okay.
because I was taking the express bus in and out of the city for my internship. And there was a shit ton of Pokemon in Manhattan. Let me tell you, I would, and it was so slow that it wouldn't register that you were driving. So I would literally be just like catching Pokemon on the express bus because there's literally just, it was like 12 of them on one block. And I was just like,
Oh my God, Spencer and Kaden are gonna be on a bus to Manhattan this weekend, and they're gonna run around the city and just collect Pokemon all weekend.
this was also 5 years ago. I don't know how the algorithm has changed or the
No.
map has changed. I have no idea.
And I'm not against it. I just never
Yeah,
I never dipped my feet in the water. So I'm like,
I didn't get too deep into it. It was like a little thing, but like I know people who still play Pokemon Go.
yes. So like I don't know, like if someone like is it like are you all in one world? Like are you fighting with other users for the same Pokemon?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't actually really know, but I do think that if there is a Pokemon somewhere and somebody else is also trying to get it, I think that there is a way they could take it.
Feel it? Okay.
Don't quote me on that. I could be
I will not.
completely wrong. The freaking Pokemon Go people are gonna come out here and be like, "That's not true." I don't know.
Listen, this is a moment. This is, you know what? I'll go on my freaking cancel culture rant. Are you ready for this?
Do it.
So I am a fan of this gets me heated. I think canceling people, obviously, there are very real reasons, like when it's super apparent. I think we have taken it a step too far
I agree.
because I think there's been a lot of circumstances where people just like mess up or like say something annoying and like people just like completely turn on them instead of just being like, hey, you should have said this or no, this is actually the correct.
Educating instead.
Yes, because then all cancel culture does is teaches us to all be scared to speak and ask
Correct.
questions, which then just hinders the ability to learn more. The only way to learn more is to ask questions. And if everyone's scared to ask questions,
And make mistakes.
yes.
And make mistakes.
And obviously, if there is something clearly wrong with you, then cancel culture, I'm all for it. But
Correct.
I think there are certain circumstances, like little things where people have gotten like Michaela with the fucking eyelashes. I was like,
Dude,
are we really this pressed about if she said no, I didn't put on falsies, and there's clearly like who really cares?
who
That's
cares?
all I
Yeah.
follow my For You page for like 2 weeks.
If anybody doesn't know what she's referring to, Michaela is a beauty TikTok creator who was doing an ad for Maybelline or something, like
Like
some sort of
L'Oreal,
mascara.
Maybelline, something like that.
And she was she was just like, "This is my eyelashes before," and then she cut, and she was like, "This is my eyelashes after," and it's very obvious she has false eyelashes on, and she kept denying. But like, I watch a lot of makeup videos, a lot, and I watch a lot of her videos, and I'm like, she's wearing little half sunglasses, eyelashes, and yeah, but like honestly, it's just like, well, okay, maybe she would have like lost her partnership. Maybe the sponsorship was just like, "Hey, we saw you put fake eyelashes on. Just deny it. Just
Yep.
keep on deny it." Like we don't know. We don't know what the hell is going on. She's
And
just
like
not her bag. Like who cares?
yes, and people were attacking her. Like, who
Hardcore.
cares? Who cares? There are people on TikTok doing such awful things and saying such awful things. And you are going to attack this poor woman for just being like, yeah, I don't have falsies on when she like, really, how is it affecting you?
It doesn't.
You know, every lash commercial on the TV, they're wearing falsies.
They have like some sort of like singular extensions or
Yep.
they're generated in some way or another. But I literally, like, I was getting these, like, TikToks, like, connected to this sound, and it was just like, "Oh, if you ever hear this song coming out of your boyfriend's phone, like, check his text messages," or something like that, and I was like, "What the hell does this mean?" So I clicked the sound to, like, try and figure out what's going on. Straight up, a girl, like, was a pretty girl, but I don't know what she was doing. She just, like, pulled her boob out. And, like,
Oh,
you
it was
saw, like,
on
this.
TikTok?
Yeah, and she saw, like, this, like, she's, like, her back's to the camera, and she just, like, pulls it out, and she, like, kinda, like, does that, and, like, you kinda, like, you see the side of it, but, like, I saw a whole boob, and I was like, "People get taken down on TikTok for, like, the dumbest shit," and this girl just straight up has her whole boob out, and I was like, "There are children on this app, like,
She's
I know what a boob
literally
looks like."
flashing people. Oh, I am so glad my boyfriend deleted TikTok.
Michael never had a TikTok, never did. I literally, my thing is that every, like, month or so, I sit down and I go, "You wanna watch TikToks?" Because I have a folder saved. I favorite it and I put it in a folder and it's labeled "Show Michael," and I just gather just, like, a shit ton of videos that I know he'll like, and then I sit there and I scroll and watch him react to videos.
This may be the most romantic thing I've ever heard.
We sat down today during his lunch break. I was like, "You wanna watch some TikToks? I have, like, 15 saved." And he was like, "Okay." And I sat down, I have, like, he even says, like, he tells me which ones to save, so, like, not unfavorite and, like, clear out the thing, because he's like, he knows, like, one day if he's, like, not feeling well or he, like, wants to pick me up, he's like, "Oh, show me that one TikTok." A lot of them are cat videos, and some of them are very funny, though. It, like, sends him, like, spiraling, but yeah. That's our TikTok. That's the only TikTok thing that he has, and when he's scrolling, he literally told me the other day, "You'll appreciate this, and I don't know how Brian feels about how much you listen to Taylor Swift or anything along those lines." I'm assuming from your reaction that we're gonna have a similar story here. Michael literally took me, I was singing in the kitchen. I was singing, My Tears Ricochet,
Valid.
and he, like, holds me, like, at my shoulders, and he was like, "Please, I need release. Like, just one day, no Taylor Swift." And I was like, "Okay, I'm so sorry." He was like, "S," and like, the the TikTok sound that's like, "Taylor Swift, fearless, speak now." This kid, like, he just, like, recite like, one day, like, he was just, like, typing on his computer, and he goes, "1989," and then it just continues on, and he's
I
like,
always do the one
"Fearless."
where it's like Tyler Swift,
Yeah.
fearful, steakhouse. Oh, Sam, you should have seen it. Now, Brian, and like he's joking when he says this, but like he knew nothing about Taylor Swift before.
Fair.
Like, obviously knew she existed, but like never paid any mind to her. Like, just knew she was a
Mhm.
tall blonde woman that plays a guitar. Like, that was the extent of his knowledge.
Mhm.
So obviously we start dating. So now he knows everything. And we are laying in bed about to fall asleep, and we're each just doing, like, he plays his golf simulator game, and then I just like scroll on TikTok, and it's like our night routine.
Yeah.
And then every once in a while we'll just hear a sound effect from the other person, and we're like, everything good? And it's like, yeah, like but I'm laying in bed. I find out that she sings Dear John and Daylight. And one evening, you would have thought, so like, I watched like the word, like I literally went like someone died.
I know.
And Brian's like, "What? Is everything okay?" Like, and I was like, "She sang Dear John, and she sang Daylight." And like, this is a little simpy, but Daylight is one of the songs that I listen to when I'm in like my I Love Brian moods. So I'm like,
Sure.
it was a big loss for me. So
Yeah.
I'm like, and then he's like, I don't get it. So then I'm going into the history of Taylor Swift and Dear John and like everything that goes. And he's like, what? But like his first experience, like real experience with Taylor Swift was when Midnight's was coming out. And I was like, all right, like
Mhm.
this is all the prep. Like this is everything we put in, like did it. And I was like explaining everything to him. And then obviously Midnight's was released at midnight, as all albums are. And I
Yeah.
was like, something else is coming. She hinted at that. Like, I'm waking back up at 2 a.m. because, and he was like, this girl's a bitch.
Yeah.
He's gonna release an album and then wake you back up at 2 a.m. because he knows none of y'all can wait. She knows none of y'all can wait till the morning. And I was like, yeah. And then I woke up and obviously it was the 3 a.m. And I told him, I was like, she released more songs in the middle of the night. And he was like, why? Why would she do that? Why wouldn't she? And I was like, it's the vibe. It's the
Yeah.
era. It's midnight. It's middle of the night. Everything happens in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
He's like, but then you're not sleeping. But so ever since he's like, Taylor Swift is a bitch. And
Yeah.
I'm like, she is, but she's also mom. So
Yeah. Mother is mothering.
mother is mothering. Speaking of, mother's daughter is daughtering. Olivia Rodrigo finally coming out with a new album.
I made a banner for this.
When I tell you the chokehold Sour had on me.
Oh, unreal.
That
Unreal.
album is a no skip album.
No skips. And it's like a quick like 30-minute album too. So like you could listen to it on like a decent drive, like start to finish.
Mm-hmm. I literally listened to it on my way home from work today.
Yeah, as you should.
Just on shuffle.
It's so good.
Oh my god, it's so good. And we get a single from her this Friday.
Vampire, right?
Yes.
I'm very excited. I love Olivia Rodrigo, and Michael loves the Sour album too. And we listen to that. Like we have very specific things that we both like in terms of music. It involves Olivia Rodrigo's Sour, Big Time Rush, and Harry Styles. That's it. That is the only music that crosses over. So the fact that she's coming out with more music, I'm like, another album that Michael and I can listen to together. I am slightly upset that it's not called Sweet, though.
I am slightly upset at that as well.
Sweet.
However, I know. However, I love her like pop punk angsty side. And this album, like the fact that like Vampire Guts, like I don't know, it's
gonna be like yucky.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want it to be like messy.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you gonna start out your first album out like, oh, she's so freaking iconic. I love this woman. But yeah, so I'm so excited, and I hope that this album is like darker. And if you think about it, like Taylor Swift, obviously Taylor Swift was big, but Fearless was fucking huge.
Yeah.
Dua Lipa, her first album was huge, and her second album was even huger. Not a word, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Like I have a feeling this album could be like nasty. Not could be. I have a feeling this album is going to be massive for her.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I agree. I think it's going to be like a little bit grungier and a little bit maybe like angrier, but like in a good way.
Yes.
And like, I know she was dating somebody. Is she still dating somebody, or did they break up? Or
I think they broke up.
Which is good.
Which is great for the music.
Great for the music.
Hope she's okay.
I hope she's thriving. I hope that this is great. I do also love that she's sticking with like this purple vibe.
Yes.
Like she's
like bringing in a hint of red.
Yeah, like the black that fades into like a reddish with the purple. Like I'm like kind of digging it. Yes. I like this a continuation of color.
Yes. I also love that on her album covers, the title of the album is like super subtle. Like on Sour, it was just like the and then on this one, it was the rings.
I know. It took me a second to figure it out. I was like, because it said it was just like my new album, Guts, or whatever. And I was like, am I just looking at a picture of Olivia Rodrigo right now? And then I saw it on her fingers and I was like, oh, vibey. Love that. And she's older too. I mean, Sour came out what? 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think 3 years ago.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure
2.5 years ago.
Yeah, because Good For You came out. I remember this very vividly. My very good friend Kristen has a baby, and her baby's about to turn 2. And when the day Good For You came out was her gender reveal, so she was pregnant with her child. And I remember that, and I was like, dude, this song is so fucking hard. Like, and I just went home and I just like laid on the floor. I think that this is a core memory for me. I ate a fluffer nutter sandwich on cinnamon toast and I laid down on the floor and I listened to Good For You about 20 times in a row. And I was like, what did she put in this song? Is it drugs? What is it? And I was like, I can't get over it. I can't get over it. I can't get over it. Core memory.
I feel like everyone has some attachment to Good For You because I also have a Good For You story. When Good For You came out, now this was a little bit after it came out. It was Memorial Day weekend. It must have been 2 years ago, which is weird. But yeah, Memorial Day weekend 2 years ago. Now this is when I was in my like hot mess era. Like I was.
Olivia Rodrigo's album came out for you that year.
Like the whole album, like it was tailored to the exact situation that I was going through.
I'm pretty sure I texted Jordyn like several times and I was like, I need to make sure you're still alive.
Nope. And it was my most listened to album that year. It literally, I was like, I remember listening to it and be like, there's no fucking way she did this for me because it was like so fucking specific.
Yeah, incredibly
specific. But so whatever. So I'm in my hot mess era. Me and my best friend Robbie, he went to St. Joe's for college, and I really didn't know any of his college friends.
Right.
But he's like, hey, like all my college friends are renting this huge house for Memorial Day weekend. There's going to be like 30 people staying in this one house. We were going to Sea Isle, and like Sea Isle, all of the bars are on like this one strip, and like obviously the streets go this way. I'm sorry, the mic. So like strip here, the streets go this way. Our house was like here, 5 blocks back. So danger right. Territory. We were 5 houses back from the entire strip of bars, which dangerous.
Love that.
So we are in a house again. The only person I really know going into this, I think I met like 2 of the girls. But out of 30, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
And I go in complete strangers. When I tell you this weekend, I don't think I was coherent from the moment I walked in. Everyone was like, tequila shot. It was gold tequila. I don't drink gold tequila, but they're strangers. So I was like, sure. So I take it. And that was the last moment I was sober. And this whole house, like, cause obviously it was like a 3-day weekend. There were a lot of ups and downs of like, when we were partying, when we were exhausted, and like everyone was on different pages. The only time that this house was entirely unified was when we put on Good For You. No matter what was going on,
peace.
It created world peace. No matter what was going on, if everyone was napping, if everyone was partying, everyone circled into the living room and just jammed. And when I tell you, Robbie's phone was hooked up to aux, he was like, I listened to this song maybe 12 times before we came down. It was at like 54 plays by the end. Like we played Good For You on repeat. And you know what? It really did. I think it could have solved world peace.
It really, there was something about like a damn sociopath that hit me in a different realm. I was like, the itch in the back of my brain has been scratched. Holy shit. That is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Best thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah. No, because I mean, driver's license.
I'm listening to it in my brain right now too, and I'm like,
and we get more Olivia Rodrigo, and I really hope that this album not even like matches it. I hope it freaking like give me all of the angst, Olivia. I love you.
How old is she now?
She's gotta be like 19, 20.
I don't want to say teenage angst if she's not teen.
I know she's on the cusp.
She's 20. She just turned 20 in February.
So not teenage. I mean, I bet some of the songs, I mean, it's been 2 years, so I bet some of them she wrote in her teenage.
Little teen to early 20 angst.
To
be honest, I still am angsty, and I'm going to be 27 in like 2 weeks.
I'm convinced I'm never going to stop being angsty.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to be moody for the rest of my life.
Yeah, like I think it's just a part of me.
Yeah. But I'm so pumped for this album. I'm so pumped for Speak Now.
So many purple albums coming, and I can't wait.
I literally, and the thing was too, my brother kept asking me, he was like, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday? And I was like, I asked for 2 things, a Shark hair dryer so that the hair can hair more.
The hair can hair more.
And a new pair of kickboxing gloves. That's it. That's all I asked for. And my brother was like, I'm not getting that for you. Your mother is getting that for you. Tell me what you want. And I went, you know what? pre-order the Speak Now vinyls. That's what I want because my mom's getting me a spinster record player. And I was like, the way I'm going to fill this house with Speak Now. Michael's going to divorce me before we even get married. He's literally going to be like, I can't take it. He's going to go to John Mayer's house and like kill him.
Yep.
Just so that it stops.
Yep. Brian, our poor significant others.
I don't feel bad for them.
No, Brian's birthday was the week of Eras Tour. So I said, I'm sorry. It has to wait because I'm going to the Eras Tour. And then now he's on like a 2-week away series. The weekend he's back, he's like, oh my God, you can come July 7th. And I was like, no, I can't. Actually. I'm going to a Speak Now listening party, a purple themed party at Robbie's house.
Oh, that is so cute.
He's getting like a purple cake and like everyone's wearing purple and we are just going to listen to this album and cry.
See, so I don't have friends like that are so deep into Taylor Swift that they would have a party.
Do you want to come?
I would, except I have something that I have to plan that weekend. I can't say it on air because it's a surprise.
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
I would.
Okay. Just know,
but I can't.
I mean, if you're around, you're invited.
Plus, it's my birthday weekend.
It is your birthday weekend.
Yeah.
I know. Sam's birthday is literally out of a Taylor Swift song.
Yes, my birthday is July 9th. That July 9th.
We're going to get to hear a 32-year-old Taylor Swift kid. What she doesn't do the shaky breath.
I will have shaky breath.
I'm going to have shaky breath no matter what. That song.
Dude, the note change in Dear John too at the Eras Tour. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
I hope, just because it happened in their fucking stadium, I hope the Minnesota Vikings, honestly, not even go 0-17 this season. I hope they never win a game ever again.
Yeah. No. Like, literally, fuck the Minnesota Vikings. And they're purple.
It was a purple stadium, so, like, I get it, but...
Oh, so unfair.
It was
so unfair.
I don't know what hurt worse. Dear John and Daylight in one night, or Maroon and Getaway Car?
For me, I feel like Maroon and Getaway Car hit you harder than it hit me. I'm pretty sure. You know, I'm a Speak Now lover girly. So the fact that I mean, like, don't get me wrong. If I was able to hear Maroon and Getaway Car live, I would have been like, I am on top of the world. But like, I mean, one of my like surprise songs that I really wanted to hear was Afterglow. Like those like last few songs on the Lover album hit so different.
Yeah. Did you hear the rumors that we're getting a Lover Deluxe?
I did hear that rumor. I don't know what it means.
Me either. I thought it was coming out last weekend and it didn't, so I don't even know what's going on now.
I mean, she just like dropped all of the girls you loved before, just like, here, have a treat. And we're like, okay, thanks.
I'm wondering if that's going to be on the Barbie soundtrack, and that's why she announced it. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't really know if it makes sense, though.
I don't know either.
Like, Barbie soundtrack has like a couple holes that like they're like, we're still waiting on announcements. So we'll see. But
all I know is that I'm full-heartedly convinced Harry Styles is going to be on 1989, and I will I will take that bullet if it's not true, but I will just keep on believing it.
Style featuring Harry Styles, Taylor's version, From the Vault.
From the Vault. Well, is it From the Vault though?
This one probably wouldn't be.
It would be like a remix.
Yeah, it'd be I think it would just be featuring.
That would.
But I think it would be like I think she'll do Style normal and then have a feature with Harry.
Yeah, because it's not From the Vault, because she definitely never actually recorded that song with him.
Can you imagine?
I have like been delving deep into like old One Direction recently too. Like that era was so unhinged. The Haler era.
I'm
not good.
I hate everyone's gonna get so mad at me for saying this. I know we need to live and let die. I want Taylor Swift and Harry Styles to end up together. And you know what? I don't feel bad about saying it. Everyone, you know what?
Really?
Cancel me.
That is
I
so
love
interesting.
them.
That is, I mean, I don't hate that, but I never actually thought that would ever happen ever again.
I'm a child of divorce in more ways than one.
All right, I think that's a great way to wrap this show
On
up.
that note, let's wrap up episode 8 of the Unsolicited podcast. Thank you so much for listening to us this evening. I sound like I'm like giving an ad or like I don't know where that voice just
Thank you so
came
much for
from.
listening to us this evening.
Yes, yes. Please watch out for the tram car, please. Make sure to follow us at the unsolicited _ podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Sam and Jordyn. Make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow us, rate us on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. We are available everywhere. We love you dearly, and we will be back next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.